Hi everybody, welcome back to Science with Mrs. N. Today we're going to be talking about the next major project you're going to be doing, which is an engineering design project called the Creature Project. So let's take a look at the directions, and then I'm going to take you through the planet's presentation. So, welcome to the future. We're glad you're here. NASA has discovered several exoplanets. Exoplanets are planets outside our own solar system that will support life. It's now possible to genetically engineer plants and animals to live on those planets. You are a bioengineer, and it is your job to design an animal that will be perfectly suited to survive on one of these planets. You'll present your design to a group of your peers for review. So in order for you to start this project, you need to know what those planets are, because you're going to have to pick one and then design a creature that is perfectly adapted to thrive and or survive on that planet. So let's take a look at the planets. So again, these are planets, the planets you're going to use for your creature project. Okay, let's start with one note or a caveat. Ladies and gentlemen, these planets do not exist. Let's be perfectly clear. Yes, exoplanets exist. Planets outside our solar system do exist. But these 4 planets I made up. I'm going to repeat that. The 4 planets you currently see on the screen, I made up specifically for this project. The planets are Vennen, Tenebris, Khalidi, and Amare. Okay, we're going to start with Tenebris. Tenebris is a dark and cool planet. One of the reasons that it's dark and cool, actually the major reason that it's dark and cool, is because it's so far from its star. The year-round temperature is between 33 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit, and the planet has no seasons. It rains almost all day, every day on Tenebris. The annual rainfall is between 800 and 1,000 centimeters. The water collects in swamps and bogs. Unfortunately, this water often contains rotting plant life and may not be fit to drink. There are 9 seas on this planet. More on Tenebris. The planet has several mountain ranges. The terrain of the planet is rocky and wet, as we saw on the last slide. The plants that engineers have currently placed on this planet are as follows. There are mosses, which you see pictured here, glowing fungi, okay? There are 2 species of mushrooms, which are fungi that live on the planet, swamp trees called dark cypress, which you see here, and papyrus, which is a plant that grows well in water. The animals on Tenebris. Let's look at the herbivores first. There's 1 species of mice. There are 4 species of beetles. Each of these species has a very hard shell. There are 2 species of fish and 3 species of dragonflies, which you see up here. Carnivores. Here you see a large nocturnal cat. Down here is the large salamander, and up here we see the frog. Khalidi, another planet. This planet is hot and dry. The average daily temperature ranges from 64 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperatures in the summer can be extreme, between 110 and 120 degrees. At night, the temperature can get down to 45. This planet has 2 seasons, winter and summer. Winters bring a little bit of rainfall, about 25 centimeters per year, but the summers are very hot and dry. Water can be found in underground streams, and that's what you see pictured on this slide. There is very little water on the surface of the planet. So these streams would be under the surface of the planet. You would have to dig down in to get to these streams. Most of the planet is flat. The planet's surface is covered with sand, although there are patches of dry grass. There are 2 very small seas on the planet. Plants located on Khalidi, or plants that engineers have placed on Khalidi. There are trees with leaves at the top and dry grasses and bushes. Animals that have been placed on Khalidi. The herbivores. Now remember, an herbivore is an animal that eats only plants. So you can see that there's 1 species of beetle, they're up here in the corner, 1 species of gazelle, 2 species of grasshopper, and 1 species of rat. And these rats only eat plants. Carnivores, there's a predatory bird you see here, a large predatory lizard down in this corner, and last but not least, an omnivore. Omnivore means it eats both meat and plant matter. And the omnivore is the sand-colored lizard pictured here. Now let's go to Vennen. Vennen is a very hot and muggy planet. The average daily temperature is between 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And it has 2 seasons, the wet season and the dry season. The yearly rainfall on Vennen is 600 to 1,000 centimeters. The average daily humidity is 77 to 88%. When you're thinking about Vennen, think about those summer days when it's so hot and muggy it's almost hard to breathe. That would be the planet Vennen. Planet is relatively flat. There are some hills and valleys. Water collects in large pools and shallow lakes. There are 6 large oceans on this planet. Plants on this planet. There are trees and bushes full of leaves, fruits, and nuts. There is a species of toxic plant that covers the majority of the open ground on the planet. This plant has poisonous spines, which you see here, and stinging hairs. If you step on this plant, if you step on the spines, or if the stinging hairs touch an animal's fur, skin, whatever their outer covering is, it poisons and kills the animal. Carnivores on this planet. Again, carnivores are meat eaters. You have a large tree snake pictured up here. Herbivores eat plant matter. You have 2 species of monkeys, 2 species of beetles, 3 species of butterfly, 2 are pictured here, and 3 species of fish. 1 of them is pictured here. Omnivores, meaning they eat both plant matter and meat. You have a large otter, pictured down here in the corner, and 3 species of birds, 2 of which are pictured here. Amade. This planet's climate varies by season. It has 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. It has a mixed terrain. It has hills, valleys, flats. Its average daily temperature in winter is from negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit to 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Its average daily temperature during the summer is from 72 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Its yearly rainfall amount is 200 to 300 centimeters. Its yearly snowfall amount is 150 to 200 centimeters. It rains for part of the year. The water forms ponds and shallow lakes. These bodies of water dry up for weeks or months at a time. There are 2 oceans and 3 seas on this planet. Now, although it does snow in winter, if you look at the planet's temperature, it remains below freezing during the winter. So the water is not available. The water from the snow, if it were to melt, is not available for the organisms that live on this planet during the winter. Plants. Trees are full of leaves, seasonal summer fruits, and nuts. Again, this is food that's available during the summer. There's 1 specific species which grows abundantly and bears nuts. And you can see these would be the nuts. And there's lots of grasses on the planet. please be aware that these edible nuts have very hard shells, and those shells must be removed before an organism can eat them. Animals on a mare. Of course, we have our carnivores again, our meat eaters. You have a large nocturnal wolf pictured up here in the corner, and a weasel pictured here, one species of each. Herbivores, organisms that eat plant matter. You have one species of deer, and their coloring is actually black. They actually have black fur. You have two species of beetles, one pictured here. You have three species of butterfly, one pictured here with the bird. You have one species of rat, and on this planet, this rat is an omnivore. You have one species of mice and two species of birds that are all omnivores. I hope that this was helpful to you guys to get some basic information on the planets. Please be aware you also have access to this PowerPoint presentation. As you're working on your project, if you have questions, as always, please email me or pop into the Zoom meeting and ask me. Be well, be kind, and be creative. Bye.